Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademola Badmos and if this is your first time, please do not forget to like and subscribe and also tell your friends about it. And I've done previous videos in the past that talks about Cypress automation. So presently these are videos about BDD. So I suggest and I highly recommend you watch the previous videos before you continue here. So in the last video we were able to finish the implementation using a single file. So now we want to implement improving on the single file. As you can see, we are still in the branch for the single file. So what we are going to do is we are going to check out back to the main branch. Check out to the main branch. That's the name of the branch. Do not forget the syntax. So we are now in main branch. Now in the main branch, what we need to do, as you can see, our own local main branch does not have a swag labs feature yet. Our local main branch still has locked, performance, problem, and standard because we have not updated it with what we have in the master in the main branch on our repository. So all I just need to do to make that happen is just do a git pull like I did the other time, rebase origin, and we have everything we need in a second. Let me just put the passphrase, and as you can see, it has disappeared and everything is now updated. So now that we are in the main branch, now we can create a new branch, the same method, and the feature we want to do right now is optimize single file. Optimize single file. Now, why do we need to optimize? We can optimize because we want to make sure we write less lines of code and we create less files. Now look at, in the previous video we have been able to establish just using one line to represent 4 lines by removing all the given I launched the swag lab site from every other place. We've been able to do that. So in addition to that, now what we want to do is see how we can reuse steps. Look at the steps that are reusable. We've been able to reduce this, the insert and password, by making sure we put it in the common folder where it is working right now. Now we can equally put this in the common folder, inserting the username and the password and the locked user password. How can we do that? If we look at the site, it has the same username field and it has the same password field. It has the same password, but the only difference is it has different usernames. So which means we can create a custom command that would only be inserting different usernames when it is needed. So which means what we are saying is, instead of having 4 steps, let's remove all these action files first. We don't need them yet. Let me come into this place. So I'm saying instead of having 4 different steps, that is inserting username, standard username, problem username, and also which one again, performance glitch username, and the locked username. I'm saying that we can have just one step and we can do some conditional statements inside those steps to make things work for us. So how do we do that? That's what we're about to do. So let's get started. So the first thing we would need to use is we need to put those type of users in quotes. We put all these types of users in quotes, right? And glitch user will also be in quotes. Now if we try to run this program right now, it won't run because we have changed the step implementation So this step implementation is not identifiable anywhere. If we try to run it right now, it will start failing because we've created a new step, scenario, and it is not defined anywhere. So when our Cypress runner comes up, we try to launch it, it will launch the page, but it will be looking for a step that is missing. It will say a step implementation is missing because we have created a new step. As you can see, step implementation is missing because it couldn't locate it. So how do we get the step to work? Let's close that runner. We do not need the runner at this point. So how do we get the step to work? We can do this and create a dynamic file path. So which one are we going to use? Let's use the den. Go into our Cypress folder. Then in the integration, we'll put it in common because it's going to be a common step. It's going to be common to all of them. So we'll put it in common. So if we go to our common folder right now, and we see the common step, you see it has created something for us and it has used a regex representation. I will still go with the regex representation for now, but in other videos I will show you how you can, if you are not comfortable with regex, how you can create your own functions, your steps yourself. I will show you that. So let's make amends to this. So what exactly is going on here? It is passing this status in quotes. It's passing it as a regex value. So it means that this one is going to be a random value, sort of. Is going to be a random argument, which will be denoted by the argument written here. So it means when the argument actually matches one of these values, a particular action should take place. Okay, so let's do it. Let's try to put the explanation to practical scenarios. So let's call this argument a user type. So we want to get the user type. So let me introduce something in JavaScript called a switch statement. So we'll introduce a switch statement. What does a switch statement do? A switch statement basically allows you to perform some actions based on whether or not a particular condition has been met. A switch statement is a conditional statement, so to speak. It checks if a condition is true. If that condition is true, then a set of instructions will be done. Take for instance now, if I say case standard is one of the things in quotes. So what I'm saying essentially here is if the user type is equal to standard, right? If the user type is equal to standard, where is the step definition for, let me remove this. Let me open Swag Lab steps. So let me just still copy. We are still going to create just one single command that will be inserting all types of usernames, but let's still use what is available for now. So if it is just user's name, if it is just the standard name, right? If it's just the standard name, we can come here, case this, and put the standard username. So what this means is essentially is that when this particular user is being checked, once it sees standards, it comes to this step and checks it and see that, oh, for the case of standard, this is the command I would run. Let's test our file again and see if it would help us log in the standard user. As you can see, the standard user logs in, but the rest will fail because there is no user. Why? Why isn't there any user? I will tell you why there is no user. There is no user because we've already started the statement, but there is no case already stated for the other types of users. So because of that, it won't see them, so it will just leave them blank. So the next thing is to create the other cases, we'll first have to break out of this case, of this condition. We've broken out of it. So this is the syntax we use for a switch statement. Is a switch, a case, and a break. So we move on to the next one. Let's just quickly copy and paste and edit. Control Z that. Okay, that's good. Then we do it again, Control Z that. Then we do the last one, Control Z that, and remove break. So we just need to, we don't have to arrange them the way the feature file is arranged. It will just pick the ones that is applicable when it is time to run it. Then we have locked. So we can change the usernames here. Say problem glitch and locked. All right. So with this done, if we try to test now, we should be able to log in all types of users with this. So let's see. As you can see, and it's working. Expectedly, performance would have issues. So this is how you reuse your steps. You just need to identify steps that are common and see that, oh, since they are common, there are ways you can just reuse them instead of just have them all separately. So which means you would have reduced the lines of codes that you would have written. You understand that now? So what that means is we go into the step definition here. So we delete this because it is not needed anymore. Then the problem user 2 is not needed anymore. It's deleted. And the performance user is not needed anymore either. We delete it, and the locked user is not needed anymore either. So what we have is a common a very small line of code. Now we can visit here and reduce the number of files here as well, because now that we have a common file, we can pick all the steps for all the common steps, the action steps for it, the custom commands, so we can put it in the common file basically, and that will just reduce things for us. Or we can leave them the way they are if we want to. So it's just a choice of ours. So because we've already set all these ones, so I can just put the new custom command that I want to make, like inserting a username. We can have it this way. We insert a username and we'll pass an argument to username. So instead of having standard here, what we'll be typing in is the user name. So explaining this means that this particular step, anytime it sees the username field, it will insert the username that you supply to it. So you do not have to start writing 4 different commands. You just have one command running, the username. All right, you would have the username running. So there is no glitch user, no, just one command will do that, but you just need to put the value of what you need in it. So let's make this work. In order for this to work, we need our fixture folder to be accessible here. So we put our cy.fixture is selectors. Okay, so it has automatically suggested it to us. So we can cut all of this. We can cut it and paste it in here, and we begin to put in our users. So we'll put standard for standard. We'll put problem for the problem user, and we'll put glitch for the glitch user, and we'll put locked for the locked user. So it means this is how this will work right now. So let's test again and see if it will insert usernames for us and run the test successfully. So let's run it and see if that will work. As you can see, it works. The cookie issue is happening again. We would probably still have to look into that and find a solution to it. So with that being said, we've seen how we can reuse steps. So that means we need to clean up some parts of our code that we've done before, like inserting problem user. This is not needed anymore. Inserting performance user, this is not needed anymore, so you can as well just delete this particular file. And when we've deleted that file, we also have to, that's performance, right? We also have to clean it up from here. Then locked user, we do not need this anymore as well, so remove that. So that way we still have the same number of steps, but we have fewer step definitions. Instead of having different codes and all of that, we just have one single custom command for it, and we also have just some fewer steps. So I will push this as well, so the Git pipeline inside this branch. I will merge it as well. So but in the end, by the end of this whole class, I think we are almost getting to the end, because I think after this, the next thing that is left is using just one single scenario to run all the 4 tests. That is the only thing left. So I will push this as well. Then at the end of the class, I will share the Git repository so you guys can clone it, fork it if you want to fork it, and run whatever you want to run with it. You can even dismantle it if you want. So just have a go at it. Thank you once again for watching. Please do not forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Then hit the notification bell, because I'll still be doing more videos. It isn't just about the Cypress tool. I will still be doing about Java and Selenium, Python and Selenium, then hopefully robot framework. Thank you once again for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.